This video is coming by way of Ray. I will put the link to his channel in the description. Good brother, subscribe to him. Good friend of mine. I first saw the story from Carlos, the Colombian guy in Cartagena, but he didn't have any video footage of it. So I'm very excited that actually Ray has real footage because he had somebody on the ground. Send it over to him. But without further ado, let's go and get it. I kind of know what direction this is gonna go because I've seen so many of these stories, man. It's exhausting at this point. It's exhausting, man.
So what's up, everybody? Once again, we have passport bros fighting in Colombia over women. That's right, you guys heard me. They have been fighting in Colombia over women again. I have seen one or two videos out there. Some people are saying that it was over street workers. Other people are saying it was American women that were the start.
Of course, it's over street workers. It's nothing but street workers on that side of town. Of course, a lot of Americans go there because Delirium is the only club that plays hip hop, and it tends to attract a lot of people that go to Colombia to go to nightclubs that have American music. I don't understand it. If I go to a country, I want to listen to their local music, indulge in their local cultures. I'm not over there looking for the same thing that I would get in Miami, for example. But these people travel there to get the same type of vibe that they would in their native cities, which again beats my mind, but that's why they go there. So it could be either way. It could be some American women struggle, or like he's saying, started maybe due to some black girl from the US and then the guys jumped on. Either way, man, people don't understand this. Colombia is a very dangerous place. You know, they are very nice people. They're very hospitable. It sucks to see a lot of developing countries go through this. We're still talking about the issues in Ghana right now. These things are not going to stop. The only way they stop is when we make the places unvisitable, if that is a word. We got to make our places not so comfortable for these guys to bring their ghetto ass behaviors, and we come on here and we warn them about it, and they make this about race and white supremacy and the same bullshit that they talk about here in the US and nobody even pays attention to, man. I don't want to hear those fucking excuses, like, oh, white supremacy, race, oh, they're talking to black people. We're giving everybody the same smoke. Bullshit is bullshit, okay? So I don't care. I don't care whether, some people feel guilty about it when they play the race card. I'm black or I'm African, however you want to call it. I'm from the black factory, okay? So I don't give a damn about your feelings. I don't care if you call me a racist. I don't care if you call me a xenophobe. I don't give a damn, bro. I just don't want you in my country. I don't want you doing, if you're gonna come over there and do bullshit, I don't want you over there. If you're gonna come there and respect the cultures and the people, you're welcome. That's where I draw the line, okay? But I'm not here to explain that. I don't care what your opinions are, okay? Do I look like I give a damn? I don't. This is why, I think these guys should increase the intensity on the scope. They've become too relaxed. I think Colombian authorities should stop going after these companies. I call them companies, the organizations that, you know thrive off foreigners that do messed up stuff in Colombia. I think they're an organization. Look at it however you want. If they are not doing that, there'll be more problems. Okay, so they are also taking care of that issue that the government is not being able to take care of. Okay, so I think they should not prosecute these guys that do that. And the only time you should prosecute them is maybe if it results in some death. That's a little bit extreme. But if they're doing it to take your stuff and to deter you from going over there to do stuff like that, I think it's fair game. I mean, you're doing a crime, they're doing a crime. Both sides are doing immoral stuff. So who's to say whose level of immorality is the best? I don't see any difference either way. You come there to commit to disrespect the cultures. The people that are living there say, we're doing this to protect the cultures. You only see it as wrong because it affects you. But what about them? They see it as wrong because your stuff affects them. So without your BS, those people don't thrive. This is why I say, it's fair game, man. I don't see why they can't. I don't. And I think Ghana and all these other countries should start looking into forming some of these beautiful organizations, very, very beautiful organizations that protects the culture and the integrity of the society. Look at how embarrassed Ghanaians have become over the last 2 or 3 days, and Kenyans. This is the same thing. They've been doing this stuff to Colombia and Cuba and all these other in the DR for many, many years. And they get away with it. I mean, the Colombians have done a little bit to deter them, but obviously it's not enough, right? This is why I think we need to empower these organizations to protect the culture.
The start of the fight, word on the street in Colombia is basically that these guys were fighting over street women again. It's been seen in Medellin where these guys are fighting over women who are adult services workers. Some people get jealous. I don't know why, because it's just worked for them. And yeah, they get their feelings a certain way. Oh, word travels quickly amongst Colombians. The city of Cartagena is already talking, even as far as Medellin. I hear people talking about it with these exact same videos. See, one of the people who sent
And it is embarrassing, man. I don't, I'm not trying to say that only black people do this. I've seen some Mexicans also fighting Cartagena. I've seen a few of this in Bogota, but it's a lot more of the we was community than the others. Either way, man, you're a foreigner in some of this country. If you're there to have a good time, I don't see how this becomes a good time. Like, how is this a good time? I don't get it, man. I really don't. And I think we need to really have some serious conversation about this. Like, this needs to stop. Really has to stop, man.
who sent me this, they were there. Okay, they were there, and so many guys will say, "Oh, well, nobody really knows." Okay, let's do the math. Okay, they were fighting outside of a club called Delirium
Hmm.
in Cartagena. A lot of street workers work in Delirium picking up John.
It's all street workers. It's street workers and American tourists. It's the only ones that go to listen to hip hop, and the girls go there because the guys that'll come there are Americans. A lot of Europeans don't even go to Delirium. Even when Delirium was in the old city, it was always Americans that would go there. So the girls know that the Jones are going to be there. This is why they also go there. If you go to Delirium, that's all you see is just working girls. You won't see regular Cartageneras, regular Cartagena women wouldn't go to a Delirium unless they're looking for a foreigner. Most Cartagenan residents like champeta and vallenato. Those are the only type of music they listen to, so they won't go to a club like this, right? It's not even their ideal music. So uh, if you're fighting in front of delirium, then the assumption is clear. You're doing that because of the chicas, who are usually the women that are working.
Johns. So, how many times have you ever seen, I don't know, Passport Bros fighting in the Cathedral of Las Lajas
No, they
in
don't.
Colombia, right? Can you imagine those same guys here in this area? How many of times have you seen them in, let's say, in the River of the Seven Colors?
Oh,
How
really?
many Passport Bros do you see in the River of the Same Colors fighting? You ever seen Passport Bros fighting in those type of places? In the Cathedral of Salt? No.
No, because they don't go over there. But yeah, go over there to Ray, show him some love. I don't want to get through the entire video, but he's made his point. If you're gonna travel, Colombia is a very beautiful country. Panama, Colombia is literally one of the most beautiful countries on this planet. Beautiful with beautiful people, but Colombia is also a very dangerous place. There's still wars going on between ALN, Clan de Golfo. Um, there's a lot of criminal groups that are fighting it out for the narcotic battle that exists in Catatumbo and in the eastern parts of the Santander and Valle de Cauca. These places are not very safe, and their influence spreads across all of Colombia, including in Bogota itself. They run some of these businesses, the clubs, the nightclubs are not owned by regular folks. So they are partly controlled by the same criminal organizations. And all it takes is them losing money due to these stupid acts, and then it becomes very dangerous for the average guy that wants to travel there. You guys are really infiltrating other people's cultures with bullshit. You're gonna be forced to listen. This is what I'm saying. Like this thing of coming here and trying to appease you, nobody's trying to appease nobody, man. Like you're gonna be forced to listen. You're gonna learn the hard way. It's all I'm saying. Like so, you're gonna go to Ghana and Africa and Kenya. Time is gonna run out. Okay, some of us are gonna start a ground game that is gonna be so powerful that you guys won't even be able to go there. This is where we're getting to now. Okay. And luckily, at least I have the funds to do that. So I'm going to be going on a trip here in the next few weeks, actually, to begin a ground game, starting with Ghana. Then I'm going to Kenya, and then I'll end up in Zambia. And hopefully, whatever I build, it's not going to be effective overnight. But whatever I intend to build is going to have an impact in resolving these problems, either through um, legal means and visa controls or just ground action. Ground action. I'm not playing these games anymore. And the Colombians are doing their part, but obviously it's not enough. I think we need to get to a conversation where we don't even allow these people into our countries, man. I don't care about their foreign dollars and whatever the fuck they have to bring over there. People with money don't behave like this, okay? So miss me with that whole uh our money is larger and all. Miss me with that shit, bro. People with money don't behave like this. These are bottom of the barrels that have been allowed to destroy and infiltrate people's beautiful cultures. And nobody wants to have a conversation about cultural degradation. You know, in the name of globalism and tourism, we are letting our cultures go, and nobody wants to have a conversation about it. This is not xenophobic. This is just fact. Like if we don't preserve those cultures, then we're gonna be clearly like the West that y'all are running away from. And we don't want that either. We don't want our societies infiltrated by what I call bad blood and bad cultures. Okay. Because if yours was good enough, you would have stayed home. You wouldn't bring that bullshit to other people's cultures and other people's countries. So you're running away from it because you created a poop pile that you don't want to sit in, and then you still have the guts to make videos and commentary about why we should submit to your bullshit. No, it's not going to happen. And this is across the board. I mean, all foreigners, Europeans, Asians, anybody that is coming from an advanced country into a developing country, you are my target. I don't care if you're white, black, or Asian. I don't give a damn.